Hey, bestie. Hey, boo thing. I am so glad that you are here. Okay, I'm coming begging. Okay, I'm coming begging because a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Okay, so if you have not already taken care of these little tiny housekeeping things, I would love for you to do that now. All right, I need you to please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I hope that by the end of the episode, at least you will have liked the video, comment in the comment section, and last but certainly not least, would you please share this episode with someone that you know would enjoy it also. It's coming up in mom of 4, plant mama of 7, music lover with a banging playlist, and 2 left feet, entrepreneur of over 17 years, and though a professional, y'all, I'm still an around the way girl at heart, earthy, eclectic, free spirit, a few piercings, and a few tats, road trip lover, random as you fill in the blank. Living, learning, loving, praying, and laughing my way through this amazing adventure called life. And I am here to help you do the same. Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is Life Unscripted. Welcome. Now, let's jump into this week's amazing episode created especially for you and yours. Hey family, how are you today? How are you feeling? How has your week been? What have you been experiencing? Tell me. Really, for real, tell me. Write in and let me know some great things you're up to, and let me know some things that maybe you've been working on or feeling a bit challenged about. I really do want to know. So yeah, go over to the website and leave me a message over there at organizedenergy.co, organizedenergy.co/podcast. And you'll see a spot where you can leave some comments. Let me know, share with me. But I've not recorded in a couple of weeks because I've been fighting with seasonal allergies and a little scratchiness in my voice, you guys. And so you might be able to hear that today. So pardon me in advance. Just know that my intentions are good. My heart is in a good place. And so I mean well as I record this. And so sorry if it's not with perfection. Okay. But just give me a little grace. Today, it's really important what I want to share with you. And I hope that you can relate. I feel like many of us can. And that is pertaining to broken things. We don't like inconveniences, right? We have these plans, these goals, these objectives, these ambitions, this thing that we have before us that we're trying to get to. And we don't want anything to get in the way of that. We don't want any hurdles. And I want to talk about that today because of a personal experience. And I know that this might seem small, but the point behind it is mighty. I love Aesop's fables. I love parables that Jesus told in the Bible. And as a teacher myself, I often use stories to kind of get a point across. And that's kind of where I'm going with that today. I want to share about this broken stove that I've been dealing with, but stick with me on it because I want to turn that thing and kind of apply it to some other instances that really carry a bit more weight than a broken stove in your life and in mine. Okay. And so I want to start by sharing, I think that many of you know, if you've listened to previous episodes, that I am divorced. And I've been divorced for a long time now, but still divorced. And a part of me just kind of wanting just to turn a new page in my life. You know, I've just done a lot of things different over the years. And that finally culminated with an actual relocation out of state, and just felt really good about just moving, just seeing something different, doing things differently, meeting new people, picking up new routines, and just a whole new point of view on life. And so all that being said, when I did that, I moved to a new state at the top of last year. And in doing that, I've been a homeowner for almost 20 years. And I decided when I moved that I didn't want to have to deal with that. I've dealt with the responsibilities and the benefits and blessings of home ownership for a long time. I've owned multiple homes and investments in homes as well. So I've had my fair share at doing that. And I understand that, for some people, it's wise to be a homeowner. I get it. I didn't want that for this particular phase of my life. So when I relocated, I decided that I wanted to actually just enjoy life, just being able to kind of call somebody up when something goes wrong with a house. Like, hey, you come fix this. This is your house, You come cut the grass. You fix the leaky pipes or whatever the case is. That's kind of where my mind has been. So when I relocated, I wanted something nice and pretty and new and somebody else's. So I say all that to say that I have had this broken stove. I chose this beautiful new, like a new development. The house is, a new construction. Nobody's lived here before, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that I'm saying it to set the stage for the fact that in paying what I pay and living where I live, this dang on stove is broken and it's still under factory warranty and all this good stuff. And so been really having a tough time with the people that I'm leasing from in getting this stove repaired. And I've been so upset about that because, it's been, maybe 7 months, 8 months. That's a long time. And they've not really been very ambitious about having the stove fixed. And the stove top works enough to get a meal prepared, but the oven doesn't work at all. And again, this is a brand new appliance, and it's still under warranty. And I'm just like, what's the big deal? Why can't we get this thing replaced or repaired? They've been out maybe 3 or 4 times to look at this thing, and they still can't get it fixed. And I'm just kind of frustrated, right? And so I'm telling you all this for a reason, so stick with me. And so I 2 years ago decided to become vegan and and just kind of cut out certain things that I was consuming previously. And there are different levels to being vegan or going plant-based. And you can look some of these up. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect with it, because I still cheat every once in a while. And I'm not saying that is the choice for everyone to make, even to pursue that particular lifestyle. And it's not just for the foods I consume, but it's also just for personal products, lotions and body washes and the toothpaste that I use and the things I put on my skin when I'm washing my face and just detergents and all kinds of ways that that more plant-based, holistic, driven lifestyle kind of, is affected. But that being said, I wanted to be electric vegan. And so that's just like a different layer to being vegan. And I was doing okay, but I had this love affair, you guys. I could cut out the meat. That was not a problem. But I couldn't seem to cut out the carbs. And so I love my pasta. I love macaroni and cheese, baked ziti, baked spaghetti, lasagna. I love cornbread, dinner rolls. Every once in a while, I'm not a big dessert person, but every once in a while I would have a taste for muffins for breakfast, or baking brownies, baking chocolate chip cookies in the oven, cake, cupcakes, things like that every once in a while. And of course, a frozen pizza and, candied yams and dressing, stuffing. I guess some of you all call it stuffing. and things like that, baked beans, all that stuff. Like that stuff is what we need the oven for, right? And so, though I cut out meats out of my diet, every once in a while I would go have like some kind of plant-based burger, but I would have like a real burger like probably once or twice a year. But these other things I just mentioned to you, I was still doing. And they really weren't the best choices for me, especially, yeah. So I had always been like, to me, just thin, skin and bones. And I always wanted to have a few curves. And I got to the point that I did pick up a few pounds finally, like a few years ago, picked up a few pounds and I liked what I saw in the mirror. I'm like, ooh, I got a little something on the backside, got some thick thighs, and I was feeling pretty good. I thought, man, this is nice to have some extra pounds. I was feeling a little curvy, not overly curvy and maybe not even as curvy as I wanted, but curvier than I had been. And I was happy with that. So when I decided to pursue this plant-based lifestyle and this diet, the pounds began to come off. And so with this broken oven, they came off even more because though I wasn't eating meats, I was still having these carbs, these breads, these pastas, and these cakes and cookies every once in a while and whatever. And so with this oven being broken, I couldn't even consume those items because the oven's broken, guys. And so I'm fussing and I'm complaining. I'm not being mean about it, but I was frustrated and I'm like, I'm paying too much money for them to not care about getting this oven fixed. And I'm complaining to my mom and to my friend. And I'm like, girl, this oven, I can't cook what I want to cook. And on the flip side, you guys, in the last month or so, I've been looking in the mirror and this skin's been glowing. The skin's been glowing. My weight's been falling. Again, I'm not excited about that, but I know that, the medical professionals would be ecstatic, like, yay, you're in the range you should be for this height of yours. So my weight's going down, which many of you would probably be like, girl, yes. And I'm like, no. But the skin's looking good and I'm feeling good and I have more energy now and I'm not feeling sluggish anymore because I'm eating differently. And I've been forced to eat better. Even though I thought I was eating okay, I've been forced to eat even better because I can't fix the foods that were what I loved because this oven won't allow me to, right? And I'm saying all this for a reason because I want you to think about how you've been reacting to the pandemic, that is COVID-19, and the inconveniences that it has caused and the things that you can't do, the places you can't go, the people you can't hang out with, the habits, the hobbies that you can't continue to pursue because of limitations that have been imposed on you, seemingly inconveniences that have been imposed on you because of the new restrictions and, excuse me, and the things that have happened as a result of COVID-19. But I want you to think about how you've had to be resilient. And I want you to think about your skin glowing, but in different ways. I want you to think about how, what has improved in your life because you had to take a different route due to changes in your life from COVID. I want you to think about how you've had to think outside the box and try something that you wouldn't have tried had it not been for this inconvenience of COVID, or inconvenience from divorce, or this inconvenience from this broken friendship, or the inconvenience that you thought was from a health crisis, an issue on the job, an issue with your business. Think about some things that have inconvenienced you. It's what you thought was an inconvenience. And it rerouted you. And it made you have to think outside the box. You had to try something different. You had to go a different way, a different direction. You had to think in a different frame of mind. You had to open your mind. You had to be receptive to different ideas and ways and concepts of doing things. You had to meet different people. You had to put yourself in different circles. You've had to try new things. And how has it affected you for the better? How has that broken oven in your life caused you to just try something different that actually it has worked out to be better than your original plan? So for me, the broken oven forced me to stop this love affair with bread, with pasta, with cheese, with dairy. I wasn't supposed to be doing it anyway, based on the type of diet and lifestyle that I was pursuing. Dairy should have been cut out, but I loved my macaroni and cheese with the traditional way of using it. There's still ways to do it vegan, but I'm just saying, I love candy yams. I loved my frozen pizzas and my cakes and brownies and cookies and whatever else I was throwing in the oven that I didn't need to be throwing in the oven anyway. And while I was frustrated with the people that I'm leasing from, that they haven't gotten this oven repaired or replaced, I'm steadily seeing the results, the good things that have come about because I've not eaten those things. So because I've not eaten certain foods, my skin is better because my diet has been forced to change and be better. And so my skin is reaping the benefits. My health, I have, like I said, more energy and thinner weight and sleeping better and other things. But if that oven was not broken, I wouldn't maybe be experiencing these benefits. And I want you to think about that for your broken oven. What are the benefits? What have been the blessings? What have been the lessons that you have learned as a result of your broken oven? As a result of the pandemic? As a result of that broken friendship, relationship? As a result of you being single and you really don't like being single, but what are some great things that have come about in your life that if you were with someone would have been a distraction and not allowed you to get to that point? As a result of the bankruptcy, as a result of you lost the job. You lost the job, but you were rerouted. You had to get a different one, which has turned out to be a better one. Or when you lost that job, that was all you needed so that you can say, you know what? To heck with this. I'm going to work for myself. Let me start this new business that you wouldn't have started had you not lost that job. And so on and so forth. Like I could go on and on with examples, but you get the point, right? And I want you to then embrace those broken things and see them as blessings. They were vessels that were used to get you to your blessing, get you on a different route, a different track, to get you to where you were really purposed and meant to be. And so I want you to write in and I want you to share with me what your broken oven is and how you have really experienced blessings as a result, how that broken oven was a blessing in disguise. I want to know. So if you go to organizedenergy.co/podcast, again, you'll have an opportunity to leave a message there and even rate the podcast if you would, please. I would love that as well. And I want you to share this message with a friend who is experiencing some sort of frustration, either from the pandemic or from a health situation, a relationship situation, a job, a business situation, whatever else it could be. And I want you to help them see the blessing in these things because everything is as it should be. None of these things are happening to us by happenstance. They are happening not even to us. They are happening for us. That thing is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It's happening for you. All right. And if you can feel me on that, let me know. Write in. Let's talk about it. I might even use some of the things you say just to kind of share it in some social media posts or, maybe on the next episode or something. But I value how you're feeling and what you're experiencing. So share some of that with me. All right. Okay. I love you guys. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Well, that's another amazing episode in the books. I appreciate you stopping by and listening because I do this for you. Now, it's your turn to join the conversation. Please weigh in on this episode by visiting organizedenergy.co/podcast and do two things. One, leave a written or audio comment or questions regarding today's conversation. And two, let your voice be heard by casting your vote in this week's poll based on this episode. And now that we're family, let's stay connected. Still, go to that same link, organizedenergy.co/podcast, and join my Love Shine community. Why Love Shine? Because it's all about love and it's all about light over here at the Life Unscripted podcast. Or you can find me on your own simply by visiting Facebook. You'll go to Organized Energy Consulting, find our community and groups, and then join the Life Unscripted podcast after party. Also on Instagram, find me at Life Unscripted Podcast. On Twitter, it's Life Unscripted P. And show a little love by sharing this episode with a friend or two or three. Speaking of showing love, before I get out of here, I gotta remind you of something. I want you to always remember that self-love is one of the best forms of love, because no matter who comes, who goes, no matter who chooses you, who doesn't, who forgives you and who doesn't, who values you and who doesn't, so long as you choose you and you love you and you see value in you and you take time each and every day to celebrate yourself. Take time right now and write this love note to yourself. And not only do I want you to write it daily, but I want you to recite it daily in the mirror. Repeat after me. So you say your name and I'm going to say mine. Dear Tiffany, I love you. I forgive you. I accept you. I choose you. You have worth. You have purpose. You have value. You matter to me. And you matter to God. My words, my thoughts, my decisions today will prove this. Tiffany, you're already winning. You are already blessed. Keep going. Do not give up, because the very best is yet to come. All right, Love Shines. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Time is a commodity, and once it's spent, we can never get it back. So I truly appreciate you spending just a little bit of yours with little old me. That's a wrap until next time. I want you to know that I love you. I'm praying for you, and I want nothing but blessings, love, and light for you and yours. Have a great week, guys. Hi. Do you feel like you have way too much on your plate to get accomplished and very little time to get it all done? Is anxiety like on 1,000 right now? Take a deep breath and woosah, and then reach out to me, because I am a trusted confidant and accountability partner, and I can help you master time management and work-life balance as a professional. And because I specialize in helping to develop brands and the professionals behind them, I can also help you with your small business. So whether you're still in the conceptual stages of the business, or you're trying to figure out exactly how to launch, how to brand it, how to market it, how to look good, and how to operate efficiently so that you're working smarter and not harder, I'm still your girl. For more information about how I can help you, find me at organizedenergy.co, where I am helping to develop brands and the professionals behind them.
It is awesome to listen to my show, but wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch your very own? Go from listening to launching when you pick up my new book called Is This Thing On? The Super Simple Guide to Planning, Launching, and Scaling Your Podcast. And of course, it was written by a podcaster for new and aspiring podcasters.
Building a brand and operating a business can get a little hectic sometimes. I mean, there's a million things to do and you only have two hands, but not to fret. I've got some goodies for you. I want you to visit organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. I have curated a list of some of the favorite tools and resources that I use as I operate my business that have been amazing for me. They have helped me to save time. They have helped me to build my team. They have helped me to stay connected with my people. And I absolutely love so many of these tools. I want to share them with you, and it's free to download. So again, go to organizedenergy.co/spill the tea so that I can help you get started working smarter and not harder.